The United Nations proclaimed human rights in its Universal Declaration as inherent and inalienable. However, the world remains the same for persons with disabilities. Protection of their dignity and access to equal rights are still a distant dream. This in spite of the fact that realization of these rights are seen as the foundation of justice, peace, and freedom. The UN Decade of the Disabled Persons from 1983 to 1993 also featured a world program of action concerning disabled persons, but it too failed in providing relief to the disabled. This stark reality led the United Nations to formally agree on the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities in December 2006. It is the first human rights treaty of the 21st century to protect and enhance the rights and opportunities of the world's estimated 650 million disabled people.
The constitutions of most countries now provide for human rights, and most human beings recognize that human rights are fundamental to the enjoyment of life, to the humanity, and to the development of all people on this universe. Now, people with disabilities are disadvantaged, they are vulnerable, they are treated as if they are not human beings, and this consequence means that people with disability need the enjoyment of human rights even more so than people who have no disability. It is for this reason that most constitutions provide for equality, most constitutions provide for non-discrimination against people with disability, but many countries don't obey their own constitutions to achieve this result. Now the position has been assisted considerably by the adoption of the International Convention on the Rights of People with Disability. This is an international convention which, if countries accede to it and adopt it and ratify it, will bind many countries and ensure that their laws and their constitutions comply with international standards in relation to people with rights and people with disabilities who have rights. It is in these circumstances that these international conventions are vitally important. But what is more important in these international conventions is their monitoring. You see, countries are quite happy to ratify these conventions on the basis that they will not be monitored. However, there is an optional protocol which requires governments to comply with the convention and obliges monitoring, and I must emphasize that governments are obliged to sign these protocols as well.
While India has been very proactive in the entire process, which finally led to our being a signatory to the Convention on Rights of Persons with Disabilities, it is now important for us to work towards realizing the objectives of the Convention, even if this means amending our existing laws.
India is a country of over 70 million disabled persons. It's a country with a wonderful constitution. Article 21, the right to life, covers all disabled persons. Article 14, the Equality Clause, makes it impossible for the state to discriminate against disabled persons. Article 19, the right to travel and reside, the right to speech, and so on, also covers disabled persons. We also have a wonderful Disabilities Act that was made over a decade ago. Wonderful laws. But if you look at it a bit closely, if you look at the ground situation, you will find that there is a world of a difference between the laws on the one hand and the situation of disabled persons on the other hand.
Persons with disabilities are often subject to cruel and inhuman treatment, and in cases where persons are severely disabled, Even their right to marry and found a family are violated. Negative societal perceptions about disability issues too compound the problem and further marginalize the disabled. And how many of us consider disability as a social problem? The estimates made by NGOs put the figure of persons with disabilities at approximately 70 million in India. And this huge disabled population continues to be treated as second-class citizens, subjected to segregation, marginalization, discrimination, barriers and stereotypes. Viewed as objects of charity and welfare, issues such as causes of disability, care and rehabilitation, empowerment and mainstreaming through education, employment, and access to healthcare services wait to be practically resolved. Despite the enactment of the Persons with Disabilities Equal Opportunities Protection of Rights and Full Participation Act of 1995, the disabled in India continue to face ignorance, insensitivity, and resistance to the enforcement of their most basic human rights. Civil and political rights are fundamental rights under the Indian Constitution and include the right to life, liberty and security, equal protection of the law, freedom from cruel and inhuman treatment.
मुंबई में कुछ देर पहले आजाद मैदान पर विरोध प्रदर्शन कर रहे नेत्रहीन छात्रों पर पुलिस ने बेरहमी से लाठियां बरसाई। ये लोग सरकार के खिलाफ नौकरी की मांग कर रहे थे और इसी मांग को लेकर ये सारे करीब 100 से ज्यादा लोग धरने पर बैठे थे। पुलिस ने इन्हें यहाँ से खड़े रहने के लिए इन पर बर्बरतापूर्ण रवैया अपनाते हुए लाठियां चलाई।
Freedom of expression and access to information. But persons with disabilities are unable to access these rights. Persons with disabilities are deprived of casting their votes and participating in the elections, as the election process remains inaccessible and insensitive towards them.
In the year 2004, a public interest litigation was filed in the Mumbai High Court against the Election Commission and the state of Maharashtra to ensure accessible elections for disabled persons. The High Court directed the Election Commission to ensure provision of ramps at polling booths and the provision of braille material for blind voters. For the first time in the history of elections in India, blind people were able to cast their vote in the true spirit of secret ballot. They were able to select their candidates on the dummy ballot papers and press the right button on the electronic voting machines to ensure selection of their candidates. Similar petitions were filed in Arunachal and Jharkhand, and very recently in the state of Uttar Pradesh to make elections accessible to disabled persons.
The Act also talks about economic rights, the right to work, just and favourable conditions of work, right to form trade unions, social security and insurance, an adequate standard of living, and the right to own and manage property. The right to earning a livelihood is also protected under Section 43, which calls for the appropriate government to frame schemes for preferential allotment of land at concessional rates for housing, setting up of businesses, special recreational centres, special schools, research centres, and factories by entrepreneurs. The right to employment is covered under Section 32 to 41 of the Act. These provisions include the identification of jobs, review of list of identified jobs every 3 years, keeping technological advancements in mind. 3% reservation in the identified jobs, 1% each for the blind and people with low vision, hearing impaired, and the orthopedically disabled.
The 3% reservation guaranteed under the PWD Act is a very empowering provision as it provides economic independence to persons with disability. But the question is, has this provision been implemented? A disabled group approached us and we filed a public interest litigation in the Delhi High Court. The relief that was sought for was First was a complete stay on all future appointments till such time as the 100-point roster is implemented. So therefore we asked for the implementation of the 100-point roster. We asked for identification of the posts in this 100-point roster and filling up of this post as per cadre, and also for implementation of this reservation as per the SC/ST guidelines. At present, the Delhi High Court has issued stay on all future